Hi, this is Courtney, and I am now in Jerusalem, and I am standing on top of the Mount of Olives area, and behind us, we are looking into the Temple Mount area in Jerusalem. And so I'm going to read from Zechariah chapter 12 and chapter 14 because of the significance of this point and this area when Jesus returns to the earth. But I'm going to start in Zechariah chapter 12 to give a little bit of background. So Zechariah chapter 12 says, "The burden of the word of the Lord against Israel. Thus says the Lord, who stretches out the heavens, lays the foundation of the earth, and forms the spirit of man within him. Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of drunkenness to all the surrounding peoples, and when they lay siege against Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall happen in that day that I will make Jerusalem a very heavy stone for all the peoples, and all who heave it away will surely be cut into pieces, though all nations of the earth are gathered against it. In that day, says the Lord, I will strike every horse with confusion, and its rider with madness. I will open my eyes on the house of Judah, and will strike every horse and the peoples with blindness. And the governors of Judah shall say in their hearts, the inhabitants of Jerusalem are my strength in the Lord of hosts, their God. In that day I will make the governors of Judah like a firepan in the woodpile, and like a fiery torch in the sheaves, and they shall devour all the surrounding peoples on the right hand and the left. But Jerusalem shall be inhabited again in her own place, Jerusalem. The Lord will save the tents of Judah first, so that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem shall not become greater than that of Judah. In that day the Lord will defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. The one who is feeble among them in that day shall be like David. The house of David shall be like God, the angel of the Lord before them. And it shall be in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem." Then verse 10, "And I will pour on the house of David and on the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and supplication when they look on me." And this is Yeshua he's talking about. This is Jesus talking. "They will look on me whom they have pierced. Yes, they will mourn for him as one mourns for his only son, and grieve for him as one grieves for a firstborn." So that is the return of Jesus to this earth. They will look on him whom they have pierced, and they will mourn for him as one mourns for an only son. Now going over to verse 14, this is where Jesus will return to this earth when he comes again. "Then the Lord will go forth and fight against those nations as he fights in the day of battle." He fights against the nations who fight against Jerusalem. "And in that day, his feet, the feet of Yeshua, will stand on the Mount of Olives, which faces Jerusalem on the east, and the Mount of Olives shall be split in two from east to west, making a very large valley. Half of the mountain shall move toward the north, and half of it to the south. Then you shall flee through my mountain valley, for the mountain valley shall reach to Azal. Yes, you shall flee as you fled from the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah. Thus the Lord my God will come, and all the saints with you." So this is the very spot where Jesus will return to this earth, and he will have his feet set here on the Mount of Olives when he returns.